Hey everybody, welcome back to Sets, Streets, and Eats. I'm Chris Bauer. Today I get to do something pretty exciting, at least for me. Behind me is the Pacific Coast Highway, Highway 1. Highway 1 runs all the way from Southern California of Santa Monica all the way to the top of the US in Washington. I have driven the section between LA or Santa Monica and San Francisco before. And I've driven all of the Oregon coastline before. Never on camera, so that'll be for the future. But today, we're gonna go from San Francisco all the way to the Oregon border. And I'm really excited to see the coastline and how beautiful it is. As you can clearly see, we still have the Bay Area fog still rolled in behind me. It's morning. And, but of course it does not detract from the beauty, the absolute gorgeousness of what's below me. So we're gonna go all the way up to Crescent City, California, which is right at the top of California on the Pacific Coast Highway. And I'm gonna take you along with me. We're gonna go through a ton of little towns, see some lighthouses, towns, all this great stuff. And I hope you enjoy it with me. Let's travel.
I'm Chris Bauer, and I am an art slinger. I travel around the US selling artwork at comic and anime conventions. And while I'm there, I like to check out cool sites, eat great food, and see all the places my favorite movies and TV shows are made. Welcome to Sets, Streets, and Eats.
Of the Point Arena Lighthouse. You can see it behind me. It's right off the Pacific Coast Highway. It was actually sunny for the last hour, and then as soon as I got out to the lighthouse, the fog was back. So, but you can see behind me, still absolutely beautiful. It's actually getting cold. The wind's kicking, as you can see. So lighthouse, this is the point that it's on. It's very, very, very beautiful. And amazingly, at only 115 feet tall, it's the tallest lighthouse on the entire West Coast. It's kind of amazing. They don't make them very big. I guess they don't need to be very big. They're already on a tall point of land usually. So, you know. But yeah, this is the tallest one. When you visit, right next door to it is a museum right over behind me. And a little gift shop, obviously. It is $5 to take the lighthouse tour, but unfortunately the inside lighthouse is closed right now, so no tours. But I'm sure post-COVID times you'll be able to go into this lighthouse. But it is foggy today. On a sunny day, I guarantee you this is breathtaking. This is still beautiful though, but it's very reminiscent of East Coast to me. Very reminiscent. Probably the fog. I tend to associate West Coast with sunny and blue skies and East Coast with the fog. It's weird. Do you ever sometimes feel like it's not your day? I've been driving. It's beautiful and sunny and blue skies when I'm driving, and every time I stop, it's gray and foggy. It's bizarre. It's like it moves in instantly. I am at Glass Beach. Glass Beach is just north of Fort Bragg, right on the coast, as you can see. It got its name because down there on the beach, for some reason, the way this little bay is designed by nature, glass trash that would be thrown away would somehow be rolled around in the surf and make into these little glass nuggets, and they wash up all over this beach. And it's really famous for it. You can go down there and look through all these different colored glass and all that, and it's pretty neat. People are down there searching now. You can see them. But besides that, it's obviously a beautiful beach area. Probably even more beautiful with blue skies and sunlight out, which is just on the other side of this fog. I literally just pulled into Fort Bragg. Beautiful and sunny. Pull out to the beach. This is what we're dealing with. So, anywho, it's pretty nice. It is definitely chilly. I went ahead and put the old hoodie on. Doesn't that rock look like a sea turtle? Looks like a sea turtle to me. We call that Sea Turtle Rock. So Fort Bragg is kind of a kickoff, at least from the coastal perspective, of getting into the real nice Northern California redwoods and big sequoias. They actually have what's called the skunk train that's been taking people through the redwoods since the 1800s. We're not going on that today, but we are going to go see some redwoods. So I'm going to actually get off Highway 1 for a little bit, go up into the forests, and show you guys a pretty cool little site there hidden in the sequoias.
literally in a tree. Wow. What? When I was a kid, my parents took us to Yosemite and Yellowstone, I believe it was. I can't remember. Either way, I don't think this is the tree, but one of those big parks had one of these drive-through trees. And this is the second one I've ever driven through. The first was when I was 7. And now, almost 40 years later, I've driven through my second one. This one is just at the top of the 101, somewhere in Northern California. I don't remember exactly where we're at, but either way, it's pretty cool. It's $10. You know, it's because the novelty has been around for 100 plus years. It's pretty cool. It's definitely worth it. I don't know why driving through a redwood is neat, but it is. Well, I am in Eureka, California. Turns out we're just going to have to deal with it being gray and foggy. There's nothing I can do about it. There's a seagull behind me. Probably watching what I'm doing. Anyway, Eureka is the largest city on the West Coast, but between San Francisco and Portland, Oregon. Really good sized town, about 40,000 people here. Pretty big downtown area, hundreds of restaurants and all that. And it's right on the Humboldt Bay, which would be out in this way, which would be the entrance of into the ocean. We lost our seagull friend. He's out of here. Anyway, so this is only about 100 miles, probably less, up to the top of California. So I'm going to jump on the road and we're going to continue our trek up the Pacific Coast Highway 1 and just hope maybe, just like yesterday, if you just get onto the road and off a little away from the coast, it turns sunny and blue skies again. It's bizarre. As soon as you go down to the beach, it's so gray and blah. Still beautiful though. Very beautiful. We are on Moonstone Beach. So clearly you can see why it got its name. They're kind of just standing out here. But it's quite lovely, even in the fog and gray. You can imagine how amazing it would be if it was sunny and beautiful out.
but these are lovely and they're very cool. Yeah, that's pretty neat. We're about, I don't know, 60 miles, probably less than 60 miles to Crescent City. So we're getting there. There's probably hundreds of beaches that I've passed in the last 2 days. I would say hundreds is probably a low estimate, yeah. I mean, it's obviously the whole coastline is mostly beach, which is awesome. I've only stopped at a few. They're quite lovely. I don't know where the distinction is, but I've heard, and I think this is true, given that I've seen a lot of people on the beach, but I've heard that you can drive on to the beaches in Northern California, which would be north of San Francisco, but none in South California or Southern California. I don't know exactly where that is a law, but that seems to be what people do. A lot of people drive onto the beaches here and set their tent up and hang out. It's really awesome. I've mentioned this before in my Portland vlog last year, but there is nothing in this world like the trees of the American Northwest. The moss that grows on them, how green everything is. And finally, can I just say this? Finally, the fog is the perfect accent to these trees. Literally, when you walk through any forest in the Northwest, I'm going to say, especially when it's foggy, you are going to a fantasy world. It's like going, I don't know, somewhere in Middle Earth. It's absolutely breathtaking. There's nothing like it. How amazing does this look? So down behind me is the beach. You can hear the crashing of the ocean. I'll turn my microphone off. I was gonna go down to the beach, but the fog is so thick, there's no point. I won't even be able to see it. Besides, I think the real magic of this area is the forest. This forest, I mean, look at this root system that is now the stairs, the natural stairs down to the beach. Everything's covered in moss. Fog settled all above the top. It's awesome. These, the trees on the coast are just, there's so many different kinds and they're just gorgeous. Beautiful. Positively beautiful. I'll say, it's quite easy to get turned around in here. Ooh. Wow, this is uphill. Definitely uphill. Oh, it's good for me though. Gets the blood going. You know, as does running from bears, which you just kind of hope you hear them coming. We are at the Trees of Mystery. This is my last stop before we get to Crescent City. You can see Blue and Paul Bunyan there behind me. This is basically kind of a tourist trap, or you know, it's a.
Thank you for joining us here at Trees of Mystery. I'm Paul Bunyan. That's Babe the Blue.
See, Paul Bunyan talks to you. So Paul literally talks to the people as they come into the parking lot. It's pretty cool. You can see the fog is still burning out of the forest, which just makes it look awesome behind Blue there, doesn't it? Very cool. He's talking to me. Do you hear him? He thinks I'm holding my cell phone up. That's awesome.
Are you getting any signal? Yeah? All right, cool. Usually a lot of people can.
Well, there you go. Paul Bunyan wanted to make sure I got cell signal.
Okay. Looks like that fog is getting burnt away.
He's talking about the fog burning away.
On our trail today, we got a new thing this year. It's called a Canopy Trail. It's about actually 9 bridges suspended in the air between our beautiful redwoods.
He sounds like a middle-aged man with male pattern baldness, most likely.
30 feet long. Check it out. It's on our trail.
So basically, it's just a trail through the redwoods. We're not going to do that today. I figured we'd stop and do a quick snippet in front of Babe and Paul before we push on to the city of the Crescent Moon. Seriously, Crescent City, you really phoned it in. That would have been a way better name. City of the Crescent Moon. That's from, that's from Indiana Jones, right? Yeah, that's where we're going. Well, we made it to Crescent City. This is the Crescent Beach, and you can see the cliffs way off in the distance behind me. It's quite beautiful, if there wasn't fog. But hey, the fog was magical in the forest, I'll just give it that. But I would definitely prefer to see this coastline more in the golden sun, which it was the first 2 times I did it. Then of course, the moment I bring a camera out to document it, we have this, but it's still absolutely gorgeous. Surfers are out there. It's pretty cool, but that was a lot of fun. It's a long drive. I think total, if you were going to do what basically I did took me about a day and a half, stopping a lot though, which is totally worth it. Yeah, it's awesome. So I'm going to head on into Oregon and go on another adventure. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And follow along with me. I travel everywhere. Just on this run, I've gone from Washington, D.C. all the way, I'll end up in Portland, Oregon. So lots of the U.S. to see, and you should come along with me. But for now, I'm going to leave you here at Crescent City Beach. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching Set Streets and Eats. Bye now.